Hello, let me introduce myself. My name's Mike Lazanchuk, and I'm just submitting my video testimonial for Cedarsprings Chiropractic. I've been in their care since 2006, and it might seem like it's been a long time. I think, yeah, I've been there for a long time, but what I did to myself took a long time, and it happened suddenly. I was lifting something. I'm a contractor. And my back went, my lower back and hip went, and it was disabilitating. But that wasn't seeing the chiropractor wasn't in my first thought. Was just working through it to the point where, I had needed to see someone. So I went to a massage therapist, and it felt good. But nothing, after 6 weeks to 8 weeks, I was getting no result, and he thought, you should go see a chiropractor because something is more wrong than just these muscles that were tight. So I called, made an appointment to go and see him, and I was skeptical about going. It took me a week before I called. I had already formed opinion about chiropractors and the work they did and if it was beneficial. I heard the stories. I knew people that went. But I managed to get myself in the office, and I filled out the forms, told them what happened, had the x-rays, did my posture testing, stood on 2 scales, which I really thought was a goofy thing to do personally when they told me to do that. But after all that was done and they started doing these adjustments and explained exactly what had happened or where I stood at that point, I understood. They've taught me a lot of beneficial things that I took for granted. The way I was sitting on the couch, when I was driving in my truck from job to job, I'd always be leaning on my right elbow on the console and driving like that, putting my body at a crooked angle. And the other thing I noticed was that my shoulders were tipped in one way. I could see it in the mirror finally. I never had seen it before, but I was paying attention to more of these things. And I've got a very hard job that I love to do, and I'm very physically active. I love to golf. I've been doing it since I was very young, and I have a better than average game, but it stunk at this point when I was there. Even though it wasn't as bad as maybe the other guys, and they thought I was a great golfer, by my standards, no chance. It was frustrating. I didn't really want to play because I couldn't play to my capability, and I felt like I was injuring myself every time I went. But I love the sport so much that I still kept going. So I guess the biggest thing that I feared were images that I was starting to pay attention to of what people looked like, or pictures I saw, or just things, images. And I'm going to show you a little a section of images that really got me to think that this is not the way I ended up. So I'll let you look at those images, and I'll talk to you after that. Sore back every time I get up. Having to have people help me to get up and burdening them. Taking drugs that don't work and make me feel terrible. Having to use accessories to get around. Finding these for presents at Christmas and my birthday. I still want to play golf, and I want to hit the ball as well as I do today in 15 years, but I don't want to be seen pushing this around the course. I love to play tennis with my family, the 3 most important things in my world. But I still want to build big structures, even in the winter. And I still love playing in the dirt, even though that looks dangerous. I want to be standing tall beside my family. I didn't really mean to make this as long as it has been, but I think those were all important points. Well, what happened to me, how long it took for that, how can you just sum it up in 1 minute? Why to use Cedarsprings Chiropractic? Dr. Mark and his team, dedicated to excellence, looking after you, making you feel better, setting you on a path to better health, so that you're not constricted and limited to a way of life that's undesirable. I would recommend that you visit Cedar Springs and Dr. Mark and his team and get onto a road of better health like I have. Thank you for listening, and see you later.